Hi folks, how you doing? Morgantium here. We're going to take a look at this little device today. This is a starter kit from Freemax. It's the new iFree25. It's based on the original iFree20, but now comes with a 650 milliamp hour battery rated up to 30 watts. But there's a chipset inside the battery that will regulate the wattage to whatever the resistance of the coil is in the iFree25 tank, basically. So yeah, it comes in a very basic tube like this, very simple basic tube. I'm trying to zoom in there. You've got your resistance of your coil head on the side, you've got your adjustable AFC on the drip tip or non-adjustable, you've got Eagle, you've got 510. It also comes with a USB charging port on the bottom, and you've got pass-through as well, and it comes with a little micro USB cable in a little white box. I've seen these pop up in garages and little newsagents round about mid Wales. They're about £20, they're not expensive. I mean, I reviewed the iFree20 last year from Freemax, and it was a great little tank. You can get a lung sort of hit from it, quite a restricted lung hit from it, but yeah, it's certainly a lot better than the old Eagle CE4s and CE5s out there. Let's pop this apart. Right, you've got your 650 milliamp hour battery, as I said. It's rated up to 30 watts. I mean, I've got the 1 ohm coil head in this just now, and I'm getting about a day. Usage. Just, you know, if I'm out about in the car. And I mean, I've been using this for the past sort of fortnight. Emma Yan of Freemax sent me some. I've actually given some away to people that want to stop smoking, and being in mid Wales, we've only got a couple of shops, and they're 20 or 50 miles away. So there's a couple of neighbours close to me that were thinking about stopping smoking and wanted to try vaping, so I gave them the iFree25s. That was 2 weeks ago, and successfully they've not had a cigarette in 2 weeks using this little device. It comes in a range of colours, as these starter kits do. So you get white, you get black, you get pink, you get red, you get green, you get a sort of like a eggshell blue, and a nice purple colour. So yeah, it's quite a good range. The coil heads themselves, I think you get, let's see, you get a 0.5 ohm head, a 1 ohm head, which I've got in here, and a 1.5 ohm head. The 0.5 is rated up to 25 watts. The 1 ohm is rated to 20 watts, and the 1.5 is rated to 15 watts. A quick toot before we do a close-up. These coil heads in this tank produce really good amounts of vapour for the size of it. I mean, I think it's 1.8 mils it takes in this tank, so it's quite a small capacity tank. But I'm not filling it. I mean, this is a 1 ohm head. I'm not filling it all the time, and I'm using I've got the Yorkshire Vapor Peach Yogurt, which is an 80 VG. So I think it's quite a heavy vegetable glycerin e-juice, and it's wicking no problems at all. But I'll show you the coil heads in the close-up. Anyway, down to the close-up and we'll have a look at how the package comes. Right, let's take a closer look at this iFree25 from Freemax. Right, this is the 1 ohm coil head. So as you can see, it's rated from 5 watts to 20 watts. The 0.5s are rated from 5 to 25, and the 1.5s ranged from 5 watts to 15 watts. So the 1 ohm one seems to be the sort of all round. That's the one I've been using in this. It's a very basic package, isn't it? Just a plastic tube. The micro USB cable comes in a little white box, which I've lost, but you get one of these as well. And just pop this out. There we go. This is the iFree25 itself. Now, from bottom to top, it's roughly about 135 millimeters. It's 14 millimeters in diameter. If we take the tank off, the battery itself is about 93 millimeters in height. 93mm in height by 40mm across. You got your charge port on the bottom, and it has got pass-through as well because I've been using it on my computer. You plug it in like so at the bottom, and it charges up. I've actually been using this at my computer or in the car. I mean, to be honest, it's not something I'm going to vape on all the time, but it's handy to have it in my pocket just in case I run out of batteries in my main vape equipment. Flavour's really, really good. I mean, I do like the iFree20, and this iFree25 setup, it's a brilliant little bit of kit. There's your ego, and that is the bottom of the coil, I believe. I can just check. There's your tank, so it's bottom filling, not top filling. Take this out. Yeah, so that is actually a 510 pin. Right, so that's a good idea, and you can see you've got the airflow, these big holes, they're at least a good 2mm, 4 of them. And you've got these big wick holes as well. There's 2 of these large wick holes. Now I've been using high VG juice because I like high VG juice, 80 VG, and I've had no issues with wicking with this coil head at all. No issues at all. So it will use your higher end premium e-liquid lines. Some shops I have noticed are using the iFree20s and the 25s as their testers because they wick so well. Let's clean this off. Right, this is the base of our tank, and you've got your adjustable airflow in the bottom. It's probably, what, 1.5mm high by a good sort of 5mm diameter, and there's 2 of them. Doesn't lock, it just spins, unlike the Scylla and the Star Pro. So it does spin, but it's there's a good bit of restriction in the adjustment. It's not going to spin on you. Freemax iFree25. Right, so you pop your coil head in like so. So that's actually your 510 pin, the bottom of the coil. You've got a vertical coil, I believe it's Canthal. There you go, you can see it there. Got this silicon washer at the top, so when the tube comes down, you're not going to get any leakage, and I've not had any leakage from this tank at all. Now to fill it up, it's like your old CE4, CE5s. Basically, I've got some the Yorkshire Vapor peach yogurt, and you basically just run the juice down the side of the chimney, and then you get about 1.8 mils of e-liquid in here. There we go. Filled to the brim. When you're priming your coils, I mean this coil is well primed, but when you're priming your coils, you just want to put a little bit of e-liquid on the hole there, and a little drop inside, just to prime them properly. I mean, it's always advisable to leave your coil and leave your tank filled. Just leave it on the sideboard somewhere or mantelpiece for about 5 minutes so that wick does get well saturated, because it is organic cotton and you don't want to burn it. Let me just clean that off, dry it off. It's like a sort of black rubberized finish. I mean, all the tanks, as I said, the ones that come in the colours, you got the whites, the greens, the pinks, the reds, the eggshell blue and the purple. They come in this, it's like a very tactile sort of rubberized feel. It's really nice. So it's 5 clicks off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flash, flash, flash. It's now off. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it on. So we'll just pop it onto the device. Really nice threads. It's a standard Ego fitting on this battery. Nothing fancy, very plain. It's not sprung loaded. There is a rubber washer underneath that 510 pin, so you're going to get some give, but it's not sprung loaded at all. It's just a standard Ego threading. Okay, like so. Come on, focus. Why are you not focusing? There we go.
You hear it? And then you've got this really large sort of chuff style drip tip, but it's not, because it goes down to a standard 510, and you've got that very slim narrow chimney section. If they made that a bit wider, but then again it's only 1.8 mils of juice, so I suppose that's as wide as it could go. To be honest, I'm not too keen on this large drip tip. It looks nice on the device, I mean it does look very nice. And that is your iFree25 from Freemax. Very simple, very basic, but it does the job. As I said, Emma Yan gave me a few of them to test, but I gave them away to friends who want to try to stop smoking. And after a fortnight, they're still using these devices, because they're certainly a lot better than the old-fashioned eVods or Egos and the C4, C5s. This is like a new generation. I've seen them in garages, I've seen them in newsagents, small hardware shops. It's a very simple design, it's very simple packaging, does the job, gets people off the cigarettes, and that's what we want. There we go, folks. Back up for my opinion.
Okay then, so that was the close-up of the iFree25 starter kit. Would I use it all the time? No. But then I would classify myself as an advanced vapor. I like to drip, I like to do proper sort of lung sort of inhaling, I like sub-ohming. But for somebody that's starting out, that's somebody that wants to stop smoking, this thing's ideal. And if I had something like this 3 years ago, I think it would have been easier for me to stop smoking. I mean, I mucked around with, C plus I had, a C4. I mean, I tried so different many times of Cigalites, eVods, Ego, and it wasn't until I got my first make, my Nemesis, which I still have, and my K-Funds 3.1, that's when I successfully stopped smoking. But if I had something like this, something like the iFree25, I'd have done much better, I think. I mean, I can use this, as I said, I'll use it when I'm sat at my computer, I'll use it in the car. It's a great backup device if my batteries go dead in my Sigelli 213, it's great just to have as that backup. And also in more social situations, if you're out socialising in a pub or somewhere, it's more discreet. And I do get, it's a restrictive lung hit, but I do get a lung hit from it. I mean, you've got to hold that button down to get the vapour that I want. But mouth to lung, let's turn it down and great. And most people that are coming off cigarettes will mouth to lung, so this is ideal. So it will do a restrictive lung hit and it will do the full range of mouth to lung. But I mean, you're looking at probably £25, and you'll see these pop up in little hardware shops, garages, newsagents, more than you will sort of brick and mortar shops, especially sort of round about here in Mid Wales. There's not a lot of them. But if you see the iFree25, you're going to the garage, rather than buy a packet of cigarettes, pick up one of these, give it a try, because you might surprise yourself. I think it's a really, really good device, especially for people coming off cigarettes. As you say, you've got a nice range of colours, brilliant sort of selection of coils. The coils are really good for that thicker sort of VG liquid. Yeah, so that's the iFree25 starter kit from Freemax. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll catch you all soon. Cheers.